Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest needs no introduction. He currently needs a haircut but refuses to get one. Give a warm welcome to the lovely, the talented Lennox Albert Garcia. Yes, Lennox, please step to the mic. Do you have a fun fact for us?
Yes.
Okay, a little closer, a little louder, please.
Yes.
And your fun fact is, please.
You can only understand the universe with concepts.
You can only understand the universe with concepts.
Well, thank you for being here.
Do you have any more fun facts?
No.
I think that the universe is so abstract and hard for us to grasp in our brains.
Yes.
So we have to categorize it in these very specific thoughts and ideas and concepts. That's what I think. Do you agree with that?
Sure.
All right, Lennox. Where do you want to plug anything? Where can people find you on YouTube or TikTok or?
I don't know.
Frankie's eating your food.
I don't care. He can eat all my food. Wait.
I told you he's eating your food.
I forgot I took those out.
Likes those pringies.
And oop.
You ready?
Yeah.
So today is May 1st. It's a Sunday. And I've been on the internet, honey. I'm out there on the World Wide Web. I'm on the socials. And I've seen the infamous Justin Timberlake, It's Gonna Be May.
Classic.
Animated GIF, meme, whatever you want to call it. But my point of contention is that it's already May. It's May 1st. So that animated GIF, meme, whatever, is only valid maybe the week prior to May 1st.
Yeah,
Would
definitely.
you agree?
Oh, yeah. You can play that meme April 28, 29, 30.
Right.
Because it's gonna be
Right.
May.
It's there in the phrase, the song lyric. So do words not matter anymore? Does language not matter? Does tense not matter?
So you've been seeing people today, May 1st,
Yes.
trying to play this off still.
Right.
And you're not having it.
It's fake news. It's malarkey. It's a lie. It's gonna be May.
So today's May 1st. It is May.
Yeah, it is May, which
So-
isn't actually part of the song, but it doesn't matter.
It is May.
Don't propagate lies.
So you missed your window.
On the internet. Right.
So you have to wait till next year if you want to post that meme.
Right. So sit in front of your laptop for the next 362 days and just be ready with that share button, if you will. It is Sunday. We had your parents over today. Just randomly, right?
Well, they've been wanting to come visit. For the past 3 weeks, most of our family has been very sick.
Yes.
And so my mom she keeps checking in, are you guys well enough? Is the COVID out of the house? Can we come over? Because they didn't want to catch COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
So today they came over. Luna is still really sick.
Yeah.
But the COVID is gone.
Yeah.
And the rest of our family feels well. We're all good. We're fine.
Yeah.
So we made a date today for them to come over, for me to cook a late lunch, early dinner, for them to visit.
You made the bomb meatloaf.
Your number one food of all time, by the way.
It lived up to the hype of the first issuance. It was fantastic. Even your parents were super impressed. Them coming over, we're like, okay, today we cleaned and we organized and we... but this morning... so we have a bookcase, and it's your standard bookcase. There's a few books on there. Tchotchkes, Judy Farah's chicken she gave us when we got married. But dusting it is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Right? Because you got to move all these books
Yeah.
to the floor. get the Swiffer in there and then move the books back. So I've like dusted around the books in the tchotchkes.
We've had that bookshelf for about a year.
Yeah.
And once in that whole year, I took all the books off of one of the shelves.
Right.
And I was like, I took all the books off one shelf, dusted the shelf, put them back.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, each weekend I'm going to do one shelf.
Yeah.
But then I never did anymore. That was it.
You did not keep your promise.
No.
And it looks okay from afar, but depending on the right light and where you sit or stand, it's caked with dust in some instances. But we have the compressed air, like the little bottle everyone knows that you have at your work. That has the long red tube. You pull the trigger and it goes sprays air.
A very strong gust of air to blow all the dust off.
Gust of wind. So we had a new one just sitting in our whatever utility area. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna get the dust off the bookshelf with it. So I rip off the red tube. And then you ripped off the safety or whatever. So it was ready to go. And I was like, I'm going to spray this at Frankie, our cat. It's fun to mess with him. And I do it in a loving manner. But he was like right beneath us. Like we were in the kitchen and he was just in our vicinity. So I pointed at him and I sprayed it. And he freaked the hell out. Oh. He got super scared. He went right under the bed.
Back to the bed where he was when we first got him.
Yeah.
And he stayed because he was terrified of our house.
Yeah, for like a month. He just stayed underneath our bed. And then whilst we slept, he would sneak out and poop and eat. Yeah. But then he went right back under the bed. So I sprayed this compressed air at him. He freaked the heck out. He ran right under the bed. And I was like, oh. Well, here comes a 16-hour grudge because we Googled how long does a cat stay mad at you, and it's about 13 to 16 hours. So I was like, okay, well, he's gonna stay underneath there for almost a day. But then he came a few hours later. He was kind of doing his thing, which is nothing, laying around.
He wandered out to the living room and stared out the window.
Yeah,
and we were like, "Our boy's back!
Yay!" And then he came back in our bedroom and he laid on our bed where he spends 12 to 14 hours a day. And then just last minute preparations, you dusted the dresser.
Yeah, I grabbed the can of the compressed air duster thing and I said, okay, I'm going to do a couple last touches. So I squirted it and I was here in the same room as Frankie.
Yeah. And
just the sound alone freaked him out once again.
He jumped. He scampered right back under the bed. And we were like, oh. But I thought, well, now he's mad at you. Now your 16-hour grudge begins. And, well, I wonder if mine continues or can he hold? He's not very smart. No. So maybe just one grudge at a time. So I was like, okay, well, I'm in the clear. You got to deal with the 69. But he loves your parents. And when your parents came over, he came out and Liz and Alan were petting him.
My parents are the only humans he truly loves.
Yeah. That's true. He likes you.
Yeah.
He barely tolerates me, Lennox, and Luna. Although I think he has moments with each of us.
Yes.
But in terms of anything longer than 30 seconds, he's not. And you think it's his previous owner who...
I wonder if he didn't get enough affection, care, and love in his early months. He was adopted at about 2 months old. So he lived with the same old lady from 2 months to 10 months.
Yeah.
And before that, he was in the shelter. So, just like a human child.
Yeah.
Who's in a shelter and then lives in a temporary home for 10 months and then finds their forever home.
Yeah.
Like, those are formative years. I don't know if this... I have no idea if this is true.
I'm buying it.
Like, formative years to the cat brain. The kitty brain.
Yeah.
And so you need those... You need your brain to be engaged and loved and cultivated.
Yeah.
And you need to have affection.
I'm on R Cats, the subreddit, and I see stories and pictures and video all the time of people. I got my cat from the adoption, whatever agency, from the kennel, whatever, and he's the sweetest. She's the sweetest cat, and so cuddly and affectionate. What happened to Frankie?
Yeah.
What happened to Franklin?
You know what? The truth is, I think this is just his personality. He's just kind of standoffish, unaffectionate.
Yeah. If you knew he was like this 13 months ago or whatever, we've had him for 15 months, right?
Yeah, about 14 months.
14 months. If you knew this 14 months ago, honey, would we have kept looking on Nextdoor?
Possibly. We all wish we had a cat who's more loving. We all want cuddles.
Yeah.
All of us here in our home.
Yeah.
And Frankie is not delivering the cuddles.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he's so cute. And he's so funny. And we love staring at him.
He's a dear.
And I'm really happy to have given him a nice home.
Yeah.
It makes me happy to give a cat a loving home with us, even though it's not reciprocated.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and he's, I mean, I hate it when people say this, but he is part of the family.
He totally is.
He's not a human, but he, I don't know, he's a 8 out of 10 on the human scale, maybe, I don't know. But he's definitely part of our fabric, part of our ribbon of life. We
could not give him up. Like, we are beholden to him. Do you not agree?
I talk about giving him up.
But you're joking, right?
Sure, honey. Trade him out?
No.
No?
We could never.
Well, you want to get another cat.
Me and the kids want a second cat.
Yeah. But how... Why? There's too many questions. There's too many variables. How would Frankie react? Would the other cat be another Frankie 2.0?
Right. We don't want another standoffish, cold-hearted cat.
Cold-hearted cat. Look into his eye. Yeah.
What if Frankie couldn't handle living with another animal? That I would hate to bring an animal in only to turn it away. Yeah. And we're not getting rid of Frankie because he was here first.
Yeah.
So
he's a bad boy, but I have a fond spot in my heart for him. I do enjoy him for the most part.
We love that dumb chunky boy.
Your parents were over, and then around 1:00, Lennox and I went swimming. Your parents came over 3-ish. But around 1:00, Lennox and I went swimming, and I said, "Hey, tell your parents bring their swim trunks or whatever, bathing suit, and we can all go swimming together." And then you indicated that they don't swim on Sundays.
Yeah. Mormons don't swim on Sundays. It's like kind of against their religion.
Okay. Can you tell me the thinking behind that? The mindset? Why?
There's something like, there's not one set answer to my knowledge, okay? And yes, I've forgotten some of the rules, but actually it was really embarrassing. When I was like 25, I invited all my family over on a Sunday to my ex-in-law's house. Okay. And then and I thought, we're like, we'll go swimming, we're going to barbecue. And then...
So you didn't even know about this?
Well, I had forgotten.
Unwritten.
I knew it growing up, obviously, but I had forgotten.
Okay.
And so my mom got there and she's like, we don't swim on Sundays. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I'm sorry. So it was reminded to me. Anyway, okay. Like people who are serving a mission, like missionaries, don't swim at all. Okay. And they don't go like in the ocean or anything because there's something that's like Satan is in the water or Satan like controls the water.
Really?
So like missionaries don't go in the water at all. Okay. Obviously, like people who are Mormon swim and go in the ocean and stuff, but there's something about like Sundays that you don't swim. Huh. And I don't know if it's that same thing that missionaries follow. Like,
so missionaries are susceptible to the devil, and higher, older or more mature Mormons are not
I don't know.
vulnerable to
I don't know. I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't remember.
I have many questions.
I just remember, or it was reminded to me that like Sundays, I think it's part of observing the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Like you don't swim, you don't frolic.
Right. I that's what I thought or think it's more about recreation.
I think missionaries have just like more strict
rules
and standards that they live by, but like just like the everyday member. Yeah, the Sabbath is like you don't spend money, you don't go to stores, you don't go to restaurants.
It's about church and God and family. Yeah.
So you can go to church and you can visit family.
Right.
But you don't otherwise like do other recreational activities.
Right. And you've talked about your dad would have to drive somewhere on Sundays and your mom would have to pack him a lunch because he couldn't go out to eat.
Oh, for a lot of years he had one of his duties within the church was like being an assistant to this other guy who was like higher up in the hierarchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was like this guy's assistant. So he would drive, like, he would have meetings all Sunday long and he'd be out of town, like here in California, but like driving to this city, driving to that city.
Fresno.
Yeah, so he'd be gone like all Sunday long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to go out to eat on Sunday?
So if you're out of town, like if you're on a vacation and you're technically out of town, like away from your hometown.
What's the miles?
I don't know what the exact miles is.
What's the area?
But yeah, if we were on vacation and like coming home on a Sunday, or even if we would like be driving a few hours away and then coming back home, as long as you're out of town, whatever your family deems that to be, then yes, you could spend money.
But if you were in your hometown or where you lived, you can't go out to eat.
Correct.
And that goes back to, well, is there devil in the in and out, or it goes back to just kind of Sabbath and God and church and family.
It's part of observing the Sabbath.
Yeah.
What I was always told is we do not contribute to other people working on a Sunday.
Oh.
So if someone, like I'm not going to be a part of this person having a job,
having
and
to
working.
serve you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Well, Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday famously.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
But they're not Mormon.
They're not now.
They're Christian. Yeah.
Right.
Something. Yeah.
There are a couple of other places that are closed on Sundays. Is In-N-Out or no?
No, I think it's open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sticking with the Mormon topic, we watched
Under the Banner of Heaven.
Right. Well, we it's terrible. we ducked out after about a half hour of that nonsense.
We watched half of the first episode and it was bad.
Okay, we get it, Andrew Garfield. You're scowling at the camera.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield is a big draw. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, me too. But and this is based on a true story. He is a detective investigating murder of a mom and the mom's daughter.
Yep.
Salt Lake City 80s-ish.
Yeah.
And that's the show. Again, it was terrible.
It's on Hulu if you're interested.
Lowly recommended.
Not recommended.
But Andrew Garfield is Mormon. Salt Lake City, big Mormon town, obviously. But Andrew Garfield is Mormon, and in the midst of the first 20 minutes that we watched, he prays with his family, and it's not like a dinner prayer, which everyone knows, but it's like a nighttime before you go to bed. They all gathered in the parents' master bedroom, and they prayed, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then it reminded you of you did this, the your Fisher family.
Yeah, I told you that the nightly family prayer is a thing we always did growing up, every night.
Yeah.
And my family would kneel in a circle in our living room. But I knew other families who would, and in Under the Banner of Heaven TV show, it shows them kneeling around the parents' bed.
Yeah.
So everyone's like on the floor with their hands like on top of the bed mattress.
Yeah.
And I knew families who did that. I had some family members who did that, but my own family, we just did it in the living room.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would pray every night before dinner.
Yeah.
We would pray every night before bed. That it was kind of fun watching this, because that day that we watched this show, it kind of had me like reminiscing, and I was thinking about certain things my family did.
Yeah.
And certain rituals and just traditions that I like and I miss.
Yeah. And like we prayed before dinner, but only on the weekends, because weekdays there's a lot going on, and we ate like Kurt, my stepdad, would cook chicken for the entire week or whatever, barbecue chicken, and we would just eat it oftentimes before they came home, my parents. But weekends we prayed before dinner. But you prayed for dinner, and then inevitably 2-3 hours later you would pray once again before bed. So why were there two? Did much change in those 2 to 3 hours, or did something new come up? Or
you always pray before a meal,
right?
Just
we still do with your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, and then you pray before bedtime as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems like a lot. Like
it is a lot, yeah.
One too many. I don't know. Pick one.
Some families prayed also in the mornings. If you happen to all be together at like any lunchtime, any meal you happen to be together, you pray before it.
Yeah.
I think just with our schedules, my own family, it only, and once again, my memory is not perfect.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember dinner time prayer, bedtime prayer.
Yeah.
So it could have been even more for other Mormon families.
Yeah. Was it always, because like our dinner prayer I'd always start out with bless this food we're about to receive. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom. No, I'm kidding. I know that's the Lord's Prayer. Everyone calm down. Oh. But I would say bless this food we're about to receive. Bless everyone at the table. Bless everyone we know.
Yeah.
I was running out of material by the third stanza. And then I'd be like, in Jesus' name, we pray, amen. And then we would dig in. But what was there a standard like dinner prayer? And then how different was it? Was there a standard nighttime?
Well, when you're praying over food, you're always thankful for the food.
Yeah.
Bless the food.
Yeah.
Please bless the hands who prepared it. That kind of thing. It's more food focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
it's like the Food Network.
Nighttime family bedtime prayer was like, we're thankful for this day we had. Please help us all to rest well. Please help. Like you could be more specific, like help us through these whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Help us all to rest well tonight and have a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's much like Lennox saying, "I hope you have a good day today and tomorrow."
Hope we have a good day today and tomorrow. See that makes more sense. That they're well, for the lack of a better, they're two genres. They're two
right.
They're two different fields instead of, because I would have the dinner prayer, and then 3 hours later when we're kneeling in the master bedroom, I'd be like, I'm out of material, guys. I got nothing. But that makes sense. The food, dinner, obviously, and then just overall blessing for the future and the present at dinner time. Yesterday we did a bang bang, and by that I mean we you wanted Mexican. The kids are always down for Mexican. Luna and her baby burrito. But I wanted Uncle Peace Cuisine Chinese. So we set up my laptop to put in a DoorDash order. And I said, okay, I'm going to go to Uncle Peace Cuisine. I'm going to get sticky fried rice. And then when I text you, hit the submit order button for El Ranchero, which is a Mexican place on the other side of town. West Sacramento isn't that big. It wasn't a huge deal. But so I went to get Chinese for myself. I didn't want any Mexican for whatever reason. And then I went to El Ranchero. Then I came home and we dined. But I thought that Uncle, who may or may not be the proprietor of Peace Cuisine, well, it's like a bartender. If you order a shot or whatever, bartender can cut you off. They could be like, "Dude, this is your 11th shot in 90 minutes. No, I'm cutting you off. Maybe take a break. Call an Uber. I'll call you a cab. Whatever." I feel like, because at that point I had eaten a lot on a Saturday, because I eat a lot every Saturday. But I feel like Uncle should have been like, he should have intervened. He is my uncle. And I feel like he should have been like, "Vince, did you have a bag of Sun Chips today?" "Oh, well, yes, Uncle, I did." "And did you also have a bag of chili cheese Fritos?" "Yes, Uncle, I did." "And did you go to the gym today, Vince?" "No, Uncle, I did not." "And did you walk with your wife today? Did you get in 6,000 steps, Vince?" "No, Uncle, I didn't." "And did you also eat a bunch of trail mix, Vince?" "Yes, Uncle, I did." "Okay." And then he should have said, "Okay, maybe you don't need this 3,000 calorie feast of sticky rice."
But you wanted it.
I know.
And Uncle wants to make you happy.
I know. But I think at that point, "Vince, you look a little bloated. Have you been eating all day? Did you drink last night? Did you eat a bag of Sun Chips also last night?" "Yes, Uncle, I did." "Okay."
No, Uncle.
I think at that point I would have paid Uncle I paid him $20 for the sticky rice plus tip. But if he would have said something, I would have been like, "You're right. Maybe this is a call to action. What do they call it? An aha moment." I would have been like, "Here's $20. Thank you for preparing this meal. Bless this food we're about to receive. Thank you for the hands that prepared it." But I would have been like, "Okay, yeah." Well, we've talked about like intervening for people who need an intervention. I guess it could go for booze, food, sex.
What?
Oh, have someone speak up.
But you know what? I think you believe in intervention.
Yeah.
And I believe in letting a person live their best life.
Yeah. I believe in intervention as a concept, but I would never do it to someone, and no one's ever actually done it to me. But it's a good reality TV show episode. You claim that you want me to literally slap chips out of your hands. I do. But I don't think you really want that. I think you want to eat to your heart's content on a Friday night. It'd be a big mess, honey. Well, yes. This is how the weekend goes. Well, literally on the way to El Ranchero, I said, "Why did you let you?" Because you went to Target that earlier.
Yeah.
You went to Target with Luna. You bought me a bag of Sun Chips, and then on the way to El Ranchero, I texted you, "Why did you let me eat those Sun Chips? Why did you let me eat those Fritos? And what's for dinner?"
And then after we gorged on El Ranchero and Uncle.
Yeah.
And we both wanted to die. But you literally were on the floor, unable to move.
I've never felt that much pain.
And I was like, I have to get out and walk. I need fresh air. I need to move my body. So I went on a walk after we ate all this food.
Yeah.
And you texted me and said, "What's for dinner?"
I was hurting. Like,
I know.
Laying on my back and stomach, I was both in pain. I took a shower. I didn't even put on clothes. I went right to bed. Oh my gosh.
It was a bad night.
This is pathetic, yeah.
Never again.
Until
next weekend.
Next weekend. My friend, my podcast friend, Megan Rage, she used to be on the radio here in Sacramento. But she has a podcast. It's called What the Chuck Podcast. It's good. I listen to it. she talked about, so she had cinnamon rolls. She's married in her house, whatever. There's a tray of cinnamon rolls. She sprayed these cinnamon rolls with kitchen cleaner. Like some Clorox or whatever. Fantastic.
What?
Yeah.
And she did this because?
To prevent herself from eating them. This is what I should do to the sun chips you buy for me, honey, and you force feed me. I should just walk around with some liquid Clorox 2 or something. But she sprayed a tray of cinnamon rolls so she wouldn't eat them. And I thought that's a good strategy.
My thought was, why not just put them in the trash?
Yeah, that was my thought too. But then I thought about, because I used to be a giant man. Wow, this is a look and a peer into my soul.
We're gonna go there.
This is sad. But I used to be a very large man. I still am a big dude. But like I would eat. I would do bang bang bang, and I would eat constantly. But then I'd get sick of myself and be like, I need a change. And this is the aha moment. This is the moment of clarity. This is where it all turns around. And so I would throw things in the trash. And then 20, 30 minutes later, I'd be like, that bag of chips I threw away, it was facing upright. And it's still quote unquote good. It's untainted. So I would reach back into the garbage and dine on the... Now, I didn't get disgusting. Like if there were some chicken bones in there and I threw some French fries onto those discarded chicken bones, that was nasty.
Oh yeah.
But if it's still covered, packaged, untouched, I'd be like, I'm not gonna waste this. This is money going into the garbage can, literally.
It's fine.
It's fine. And then you started talking about...
Speaking of disgusting food habits.
Yes.
I told you about when I was 20 years old and I lived in London and I worked in a pub.
Mm-hmm.
We had a full menu. So we had a full bar and we'd serve drinks, obviously, but we also had a kitchen.
Yeah.
And we would serve food, really good food. But my coworkers and I, we had a tiny little room with a dumbwaiter. So the kitchen upstairs would send the food down in the wall, and then you open the little door in the wall and you get the plates out and you serve them. And then the dirty plates you put back in the dumbwaiter, close the little door and send it back upstairs.
To be washed.
Yeah. And it was really fun. Anyway, my coworkers and I would collect the old plates from the tables, and then we'd all huddle in the corner and just all of us just eat the food off the plates that the customers had left.
Oh, darling. I'm speaking as a 44-year-old man who doesn't do this, but that seems a bridge too far.
You know what? We weren't that desperate because I know none of us were starving.
Yeah. And
also each shift that you worked, you got a meal of your choice.
Yeah.
So I guess we were just hungry. We were stupid and young.
Yeah. Was there a point where what was okay to touch and where did you draw the line?
What line? I definitely remember the pastas were big that we would eat a ton of. If anyone left over their pasta, we would eat that. Sure.
That would be a no-no to me because people putting a fork into their mouth and then back into the fettuccine Alfredo, back in their mouth, back in the fettuccine. That'd be a lot of germs and saliva. Do you got the Rona right now, honey?
No. And you know what? I was healthy as a horse back in those days.
Right. Well, maybe that built up your immunity.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would be like, if there was a half-eaten hamburger, I would go to the side of the hamburger that wasn't eaten, and then eat up to where their mouths penetrated the hamburger.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I think that would be okay. Maybe fries, although that's touching their fingers.
We had fries. We had fried fried mushrooms. We had like thick pieces of toast with cheese on top. That kind of stuff. We had hamburgers, salads.
What about beverages? Would you
No.
drink people's? Oh,
I wouldn't finish someone's beverage.
Sorry. Sorry to offend you. I didn't know where that line was. Alrighty. Well, are we done, honey?
Okay.
All right. Well, do you have anything to add about
No.
thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections? Alrighty. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're grown up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for DoorDash. We don't have a promo code for DoorDash. Goodbye, my podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, we may have admitted to eating discarded food, but we're still good people, and I'm still a good person. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender? I can't eat no longer.